If your goal is to have a lawn that looks like this, but your particular lawn is sloped more like this, then keep watching. This video is all about leveling a sloped lawn. We'll cover the pros and cons of soil versus sand blends, as well as show you how to get a great result without using a lot of specialized equipment. Let's get started. So before we get started leveling the slope, let's quickly go over some of the equipment you're gonna need to get the best possible result. It should go without saying, but you're gonna need a good wheelbarrow since it makes it much easier to move the leveling mix from wherever it happens to be on your driveway onto the lawn where it can do the most good. I also recommend having a shovel. This is gonna make it easier for you to load the wheelbarrow, and also is important for one of the methods I'm gonna show for getting the leveling mix onto your sloped lawn. A shop broom is a good idea in the case of you don't have either one of the tools that I'm gonna mention next. This is good for working the leveling mix into the canopy. We're not gonna really show this in the video because really I'm gonna be showing you guys how to use one of the other tools that's really the preferred method of doing it. But a good shop broom in the case that you don't have either one of the tools I'm talking about next is really gonna be invaluable. And then next is a landscaper's rake. So this guy is a pretty versatile tool. You see you got a straight edge on one side and serrated edges on the other. This flat edge is what we're gonna use for helping to move the leveling mix around. It helps to plane it in, get rid of high spots. In a pinch, this can work. These are not too expensive. You can usually find them at your big box stores or some garden supply stores. This is a good option for helping to move the leveling mix around. But now really, the only piece of equipment that you're probably not gonna have unless you've leveled your lawn before, but I think is a worthwhile investment, is a solid leveling rake. What this is, it's like a shovel, a landscaper rake, and a broom all in one. This guy is money when it comes to getting a great result when leveling your lawn. It makes it much easier to move the leveling mix around. And if you want to pick one up, I'll have links in the description to a good one that will work well for you that's also not going to break the budget. So with the tools out of the way, let's go check out the leveling mix we're gonna be using. Let's quickly go over some options between sand and soil for leveling your sloped lawn. If you've been following the content for any amount of time, you know I'm a huge fan of the products put up by Supersod, and today I've got two to show you. First up is their soil cubed compost. This consists of 3 components. You get their wheat straw, grass clippings, and they also use cow manure, and they blend that all together to result in a very, very rich organic product that is amazing for feeding the soil. If you look at how dark and rich that is, this stuff is gonna do great things to your soil if you decide to go with this option. Next up, and if you've watched the content before, you've seen me use this product before, is their leveling mix. Now their level mix is a combination of 70% USGA sand and 30% of the soil cube compost we just talked about. So if your goal is to level, then go with the leveling mix. If all you care about is improving the quality of your soil, then the soil cube compost should be your choice. On to the fun part. Okay, so there's a couple of ways you can go about doing this. Some people will take the wheelbarrow and they'll just dump it out on the lawn. I prefer to like the casting method, so I'll just take this shovel, scoop it, and just throw it out and spread it over the lawn like this. I prefer this because again, the goal with a slope, whenever you're top dressing a slope, is you really cannot go too heavy. You really don't want to be out here, building up a pile that looks like that and ending up, even after you're done spreading it out, where the grass is completely submerged. You want the grass clippings to be able to show through. All you're gonna do is you just see me just working it back and forth to help settle the material into the canopy. As you can see here, there's still grass clippings coming through. And again, because this lawn has largely been leveled, I'm showing using the compost, the soil cube compost. But really, if you or your lawn is not even like this and you want to add more structure, using the leveling mix is a good option too. The procedure for both is exactly the same. You don't change anything really as far as whether you're using the compost or the leveling mix. But just like this. You can see here close up what I'm looking for as far as once I'm done working the material in. You can see I've got pretty good coverage, but the grass clippings are all exposed. What this is gonna do is once rain comes and it helps to settle, or I run irrigation, I'm not gonna have a bunch of washout because the grass is gonna help hold on to the compost material. So especially with a slope, going too heavy is bad news. Really, you wanna go relatively light, 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch at the absolute most, and that's gonna help produce a great result. And this is just rinse and repeat. And that's the process in a nutshell, guys. So you saw we didn't go too heavy over the entire lawn. Leveling rake, if you're gonna do this, get one of these. Again, I'll have links in the description where you can pick one up. And the big thing now is just to either water or wait for it to rain. And then something else I like to do, I told you I would share it with you, is if you have a reel mower or a heavy drum, you can use that to run over the entire lawn, over the entire slope lawn, to help press the mix in, help it, just settle in and get integrated with the soil more. It's gonna help reduce runoff. If you're doing this with a reel mower, be sure to disable the reel. Make sure you disable the reel. You don't want, obviously, the reel to be going through this stuff and it'll tear up your reel and bed knife. You just want to use the weight of the mower to help press everything in. Now, this is a relatively basic top dressing job. It literally just compost and just spread over the entire lawn using a leveling rake, shovel, wheelbarrow. Pretty simple process. If you want to see how extensive this process can really be, take a look at this video I'm going to have up on the screen now. It's going to show you this kind of top dressing done on a much bigger scale last year, where we used a lot more heavy equipment. We did aerating, we included biostimulants, a bit of everything. It was a really, really cool process. If you thought this was fun, that one's even that much better. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video.